Okay, hello everybody, I'm Jim Cowan, I'm from the People's Run to Remember. I'm very pleased to be sitting here today with Alan from the Soldiers Charity.
Good to meet you.
Hi Alan. Alan is here to tell us a little bit about the Soldiers Charity, formerly the Army Benevolent Fund, and some of the history of the organisation, one of 4 official charities for this year's event. Alan, over to you, Soldiers Charity.
Yeah, well, just to, if I might, just a little bit of history and a little bit of background to start off with, Jim. We were formed in 1944 to assist those youngsters who are deployed in operations fighting in mainland Europe, in the jungles up in the northern flank, to make sure that everybody that was away fighting and their families received assistance in exactly the same way. If I could give you an example, before the outbreak of the Second World War, the recruiting sergeants would go into the City of London. If you're wearing a bowler hat, you were ordered to go down to the Tower of London, and the moat there, they formed a battalion, 600 odd soldiers, specifically to go and fight in the Second World War. They formed a regiment, they were then moved to Kent, they did their training, and then they were then standing alongside some of the older regiments of the army fighting in conflicts such as El Alamein and in the jungles. Towards the end of the war, 1944, as a lot of soldiers are coming back from mainland Europe particularly, it was found that there was a lot of need. The country was bombed to bits, there was very little employment. I am a Scots Guardsman by service. I could, coming back from mainland Europe, I could tap into the regimental welfare system of the Scots Guards. Being over 300 years old, they could provide me with some subsistence and assistance for the family. But if I had been a member of the unit that was formed in 1938-39, they didn't have that history, they didn't have the funds accessible. The headquarters of the army then said, we can't allow this. Everybody, every soldier and their family should be treated and receive exactly the same. So the army said to all the older regiments, gives a little bit of money, let's put it all in the centre and make sure that everyone receives exactly the same assistance. Fast forward to today, the charity is as relevant today as it was then. An example would be the amalgamations where there's not so much money to help youngsters. The units that have been formed specifically to go and fight in Afghanistan, the dog unit, dog sections, things like that, they don't have a lot of money available for them. But everybody should be treated exactly the same. So that the charity and the funds it receives is as relevant today as it always has been since the day it was formed. Very, very important to the army family.
Okay.
So a little bit of history.
No, thank you for that. Very, very informative. So some background there on the Soldiers Charity, where it's come from and why it's still relevant today as it was in 1944 when it was formed. If you'd like to support the Soldiers Charity or any of the 3 other charities that the People's Run to Remember supports, then please visit the fundraising page at www.peoplesruntoremember.com, where you'll also find details of all the different venues we're at this year, dates, start times and how to enter. Thanks very much.